Hey, so I'm here today with my posture corrector on and my backwards sweatshirt, not planned by the way, with the intent of talking about how in a backwards world, or what feels like a backwards world, we have to work backwards. It is necessary for us to work backwards in order to claim any progress. So, because a lot of times we're in a place where we want productivity, we want a product. We're focused on a product, on a external, tangible thing, circumstance, or person, as opposed to the progressive force, the progressive nature, the ever-evolving creative force that is the self, that is our experience. That is us existing in our center, attempting to maintain active balance, the act of centering. And so working backwards means if we see a problem, we're judging something, ask ourselves, how does that apply to me? Even when we are judging ourselves in a situation that we feel stuck in, therein lies the answer. Perhaps we don't feel like we're smart enough or educated enough or good enough in terms of our goals, of our ambitions. And it's like, well, how would I be able to support another if they themselves were asking these questions? Because ultimately I am supporting another version of me in that moment. So then you bring it back, then you bring it backwards, and you invite yourself back in, because we always have to start where we are. And a lot of us are externally focused. A lot of us are really pushing for something to exist outside of ourselves. But does that exist within? Bring it back. Bring it backwards. And I was talking to a client a little bit today about astrology and about abundance and a lot of things, but particularly in astrology, because people get overwhelmed when they consider these different transits, this different, interactions and interplay between the planets. And a lot of people feel like when Mercury retrograde occurs or Mars retrograde occurs, it's us being in this stagnant stasis of, oh, things are going to be terrible and I'm not going to be able to make any progress. It's like, no, astrology is a living system. There's always some type of progress, some type of movement that's being made, some type of art that's being created, but it's just a different force that we're having to work with, because we are essentially the scales. We are this balance board. And sometimes we're dealing with a force that has us leaning this way, and then we adjust by figuring out what is lacking on this end, how to fulfill a need. And then sometimes we lean this way, and then it's necessary to lean back a little bit, And so it's figuring out what isn't there and not allowing it to be to our detriment, allowing it to present itself as a gift, as a solution, as an answer, getting creative with it. So all that I'm asking of you all is to get creative, get resourceful, figuring out what we already have. And you know what? Even better yet, what do we have too much of? And how can we offer that up in order to be brought into balance? What is there too little of, and what circumstances do we feel like limit us to access abundance on that end, and be willing to give that, be willing to create a space for that. I mean, that's how we build businesses and create art and make these different things happen is because we found a space to create and express and experience within. Or we found a storehouse, a well, to then distribute and share, to connect with other yous, other me's. And so do your best to practice connectivity, to practice awareness in interconnectivity. Do your best to process all of the spaces in which you feel or think in terms of separation, in terms of disconnection, where you feel you are blocked or there are blocks or obstacles, because the obstacle is the answer. The obstacle is the answer. That's all I have to say. So, there you go. All right, I'm gonna get off now. Bye.